Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I begin, allow me to recognize in our presence the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, the parliamentary representative for the Roseau Valley constituency, Dr. the Honorable Colin McIntyre, my other cabinet colleagues at the head table, Ministers Douglas and Minister Tong, my other colleagues with us here tonight, Honorable Saint Jean, Honorable Dennis Charles, and Mr. Shang Sesfree, another colleague who has just joined us, to the media, and most importantly to you, the warm and friendly people of the Wotten Waven community. Good evening to each and every one of you tonight. It is indeed a pleasure to be here tonight with my colleague, Dr. Colin McIntyre, your hard-working parliamentary representative. And not just your hard-working representative, but from all of the stories I have heard from Dr. McIntyre since joining this cabinet just over 2 years ago. He's not just hardworking and committed, he's also a very caring person. And I don't think any of us who've had any interaction with him tonight can doubt that he is in fact a caring person, which means, ladies and gentlemen, you're in good hands. You're absolutely in good hands because it all starts in the heart. It all begins inside of here. And I think we owe him a round of applause for him being such a caring person, I think. But my role here is easy tonight. I'm here to support my dear colleague and to discuss with you what your Labour government has been doing for you and what are our plans for you in the short to medium term as well. Not just for the Roseau Valley, but particularly for your lovely community in Wotten Waven. Like I said, I'm here to lend support to a great colleague. A colleague who I admire for his drive and persistence as it relates to lobbying to bring assistance to you, ladies and gentlemen, in the Roseau Valley, and you, the residents of Wotten Waven community. And so it is a pleasure again to be here. I am the Minister of Public Works and Ports, so my conversation with you tonight is going to center around the physical infrastructure, roads and bridges. What is it we've been doing with respect to roads and bridges? Over the last year, and particularly following Tropical Storm Erica, there were a few interventions that we had that I want to discuss with you as well. And I want to say to you, like your power rep said to you earlier, you are important to this Dominica Labour Party government. You are important to us because we understand the importance of the Roseau Valley to the economic development of this country and how, particularly as it relates to the development of tourism, you're a key component or element of the tourism industry, which is ever so important to this country. We acknowledge that the Roseau Valley is the area with the highest concentration of tourist attractions. Do you doubt then that you're important to us, ladies and gentlemen? You're important to this country, and you're important to this Dominica Labour Party. Look around. Look at how many of us are here tonight, not just to support our colleague, but to be here with you, to listen to you, and to have a discussion with each and every one of you tonight. And we also know that because tourism is important to you, it must also be important to us, so we can facilitate you in being able to improve your standard of living, which is why we exist. We are here because we care about you, and we're interested in seeing you have a better life, for want of a better word, ladies and gentlemen. So as a caring government concerned about empowering its people and working towards the improvement of their standard of living, we plan as a government to continue to play our part in ensuring that this important tourism industry continues to thrive in the Roseau Valley. We also recognize your vulnerabilities based on your topography, which has been highlighted by the impact of recent weather events, like Erica, for instance. As a result, I wish to give you this commitment tonight that this Labour Party government is doing and will continue to do all that is in our power to ensure that we build a resilient network of roads and bridges in the Roseau Valley area. And of course, for you, my friends in Wotten Waven as well. In recent times, you've witnessed the result of your hard-working government, especially after Tropical Storm Miracle. Immediately after, what did we do? We launched a major cleanup campaign to restore access to the different communities in the Roseau Valley, and you were no different. We also saw the construction and subsequent opening of the Bailey Bridge to connect your community with Trafalgar as well. We saw retaining walls around the entire constituency, and also rehabilitation of the damaged wing walls and the underpinning of the Coptall Bridge, which is an important bridge to get us to your community that we're here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I've named a few of the projects just to put my presentation into some sort of context. To say to you that this is a government that cares about you, the people of the Roseau Valley, your security and your comfort. And as a result, we will spare absolutely no effort in working with you towards the further development of all of your communities, and this one that I love so much in Wotten Waven. And I must point out here that everything that I have spoken of thus far has been done because of the effort and dedication of whom? Oh, you don't know why we're doing it? You have no idea who's representing you in the Cabinet of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen? Why are we doing what we're doing? Why did you vote for Dr. Colin McIntyre? You voted for him so he can represent you in the Cabinet of Dominica in the Parliament. And I want to say to you tonight that he's doing a good job. He's being effective in representing you, the people of Wotten Waven. Are you convinced yet, or you want me to say some more? You want me to say some more? I'm going to say some more, don't worry. But I sit in the cabinet for the last some years, and I can say to you, from all of my interactions with the minister, particularly since moving over to Public Works and Ports, he's persistent and he remains focused. And his focus is where? His focus is in making a difference in the lives of his constituents, including all of you here tonight, and even those who couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully those other residents who are listening via radio or via YouTube. I want to assure you that he continues to be committed to each and every one of you. And what does that mean? I think it means he's doing a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree? I want to recall something. I'm not going to take over Dr. McIntyre's stories, but I want to remind you of something. I still remember when the PAREP insisted that I take a drive with him through particularly Wotten Waven. He took me to other parts of the constituency, but the first one he wanted to show me was the Wotten Waven roads. And you know why he did that? He thought I was taking too long to address your concerns. That is somebody who's working for you. And he thought the best way to bring it to my attention, because he thought by just talking to me in cabinet wasn't working. So he decided, you know what? Let me bring her and see what it looks like. And you know what the result was? Immediately after I went back to the ministry, I called all the senior staff of the Ministry of Public Works and Ports, and I said, listen, we have to fast track. And I see a young lady smiling. I promised her it was going to come. You see, the roads have started. She's there looking at me and smiling. She came into my office and she said, I said, you know, I promise you, your PAREP brought me on the road and we're going to do something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a difference in your road network recently? And why do you think that has happened? Do you think it was because of me? No, it wasn't because of me. It was because of your parliamentary representative. He knew just what it was going to take to get it on my radar. Bring her and see it herself. So we owe a wealth of gratitude to your parliamentary representative for what has happened thus far. And I'm using my words very carefully. I'm saying thus far. And by saying that, you know what that means? There's more to come. I came here when that project has just started, and I know what you went through. I met a number of you while I walked the streets. I was here. I've even developed a little sweetheart right here in front here from coming almost every day for a couple of weeks. I know what you went through when we were rehabilitating the roads, and I felt your pain as well. But I don't know about y'all. Not when I drive on the rehabilitated sections. You think I'm from Wotten Waven because I am proudly driving on them, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Dr. McIntyre again. And I must say to you that it wasn't just Dr. McIntyre, because obviously the other people played their part. When we approached the Honorable Prime Minister, who's also the Minister of Finance, with our budget for those sections of road, I think it was 1,710 meters of road, for just over $2,000. Initially, the estimate was much less. And without thinking, the Honorable Prime Minister, absolutely. Why did he not even hesitate to say yes? Because you're important to him too. You're not only important to Dr. McIntyre, you're also important to the Honorable Prime Minister and the Dominica Labour Party. And I can say that to you, that when we went back to the Finance Minister, because we thought in some sections, if we're doing the road, we might as well do the road properly. So some sections we thought we wanted to shave the cliff so the road could be much wider. And you've noticed the road is much wider. PM didn't ask one question. Okay, approved. Ladies and gentlemen, who can doubt in our midst tonight that this is a caring Labour Party government who cares about each and every one of you? And I have to point out before I move off that road though, every contractor who has worked on your road is from what area? All of them from the valley. Thank you. And what does that say to you? This is a government who's concerned and who's focused on developing its people, on empowering its people. And how have we done this in case of this one project? We've hired only local contractors who have observed only hire their own people from the community. So what does that mean? It's a win-win for all of us, you know. The money, as much as possible, that money is going to stay in the community. Because if the local contractor is hiring local people, when they spend on goods and services, hopefully they spend it within the community. So more money is circulating in the community. More people are better able to look after themselves. Why? Because this Labour government cares about you, and everything we do is strategic. Everything we do is based on what is good for you, and ensuring that at the end of the day, we can do what we can to improve your standard of living and improve your position to allow you to look after yourself, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm giving you all of these stories because from time to time, I hear different things from people talking. You know, everybody has an opinion, and it's okay. We all should have opinions. We're all intelligent people in Dominica. But sometimes not everything intelligent people say is true. And sometimes they know it's not true too. Mayokadi anyway. So I'm telling you tonight, so that, you know what they said? I'm telling you tonight, so when you hear the fake news and the misinformation being put out there, Usadiyo, awa. That's all I want you to tell them. Awa. Look, somebody even better. Sapavoy, PSPS. But we have to do that. And I think it's important for us to do our own fact-checking. And that's one of the things that I try to do. Because it's important, because sometimes you hear so much negativity, and you hear so many things that are not accurate, that it makes you wonder. So at times like this, I'm happy that you are here tonight. I'm happy that you are here to learn from your government what it is we are really doing for you and how it is going to impact on each and every one of you here tonight. Going back to the rehabilitation of the sections of Wotten Waven, we have in excess of $600,000 monies to complete that section that is obviously in need of completing. You can see the two sections where the pavement is, and there's just the normal road like we had it before. That section is going to be done soon. And already approved is in excess of $600,000 to do this. What we have tried to do, we knew some of the challenges that we encountered when we had the first couple lots going on. And we've tried to learn from the experience that we had back then. So what we are doing is, based on the advice of my technical staff, we're going to hire a heavy equipment operator to do the shaving of the cliff, because there's going to be a lot of excavation for that lot that was going on. So we're going to hire someone with heavy equipment to deal in order so that it can happen quickly. Because I know some of people are concerned it's time to start this other lot, you know. The tourism season is on us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, we know tourism is your bread and butter. We will do nothing to interfere with your bread and butter, with your livelihoods. That leg of the project will be done before the cruise tourism season begins. I should also add as well, though, that another reason, as your pal rep had mentioned as well, you were our savior in December. When we had that edge failure in the Cabanis area, all of the traffic to the Roseau Valley had to be redirected, thank you, through your community. And you were really good about it, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you for the patience. Thank you for understanding that suddenly you had so many cars driving up and down in your community. And I think you handled it very well. And I want to say congratulations and thank you to each and every one of you here tonight for that. On my way up here tonight, I noted something as well. We've not been able to finish all of the sections, like I said, that we planned to. And I realized there are some sections that need some urgent attention. And I want to give you that assurance. We're going to come and see what we can do for you. In the interim, while the rest of the plans unfold, we're going to do what we can to ensure that your drive to your home, your community, is going to be a little smoother. So please don't lose faith in us. You see, we came through for you. A couple months ago, we told you we were coming to the valley and not everybody believed us. But you can see we keep our word, right, ladies and gentlemen? And we're going to keep our word to you this time again. Because of the close-knit constituency and the fact that your livelihoods are interconnected through tourism, what happens in one community affects another. So in our efforts at putting in place the physical infrastructure that would create and enable an environment for growth in the tourism industry in the Roseau Valley, this government just invested $1.6 million in Papillote, the Papillote area, to construct a river defense wall in order to avert a complete failure of the road. So that wall is there to do what? To protect the road so that we don't have another situation, for instance, like we had at Cabanis. Then that would be a problem for our friends in Trafalgar and the tourism industry in Trafalgar. So I am saying that although it's not directly with you, I am trying to say to you and to prove to you, not in just words only, but through examples, that this Dominica Labour Party considers youth to be very special people, ladies and gentlemen. And we are not turning our backs on you. We are spending money. We're investing money to build your infrastructure because you are important to us. Also, I want to speak about ongoing works in the Cabanis area. We all know what happened in Cabanis right after Christmas. We had a road edge failure, and we had to redirect traffic because it was deemed unsafe for persons to pass. And again, I want to say congratulations to you for being so understanding as we redirected traffic to your quiet community. But every time I think about Cabanis, I smile. And I smile why? I smile because unlike what everybody, or some, not everybody, I take that back, wrong choice of words. Unlike what some people will say to you, your Dominica Labour Party is not sleeping, ladies and gentlemen. You notice how quickly we moved in to do something in Cabanis? It didn't, Labour Katwavai, thank you. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. We moved rather swiftly because we understood it was an important area. The people were important. So clearly not just me think you guys are warm and friendly. The Honorable Prime Minister, who's very open and free to approving funds for this constituency, also agrees, because if he doesn't approve, it can't happen, ladies and gentlemen. So I think this is further proof to you of how important you are to us. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that we're not stopping with what you have seen so far and what I've spoken about either. Moving forward, designs for the rehabilitation of sections of road from the Copthall Bridge to the Mont Prosper bypass will be completed soon within the Ministry of Public Works and Ports. In addition, the ministry is actively working to engage consultants to prepare estimates for other sections of road in your community as well as in the rest of the constituency. And that consultancy will also look at the design of new bridge structures, not only in your constituency, like I said, in your community, but in the Roseau Valley constituency as well. But I don't have to ask you why we're doing this, because you already know why we're doing it. We're doing it because you're important, because the tourism industry is thriving here. We need the tourism industry so the economic activity can continue, so the economy can grow. If the economy is growing, people are getting new jobs, people have money in their pockets, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy. At the end of the day, you know what our focus is, and this is what is driving and pushing us to continue to work hard to make you smile, because if you smile, we're happy. And I know you're going to smile if you can see better lives for each and every one of you. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what is pushing us to do what it is we're doing. And I'm not sure if we have anybody from Loda in our midst or whether they're listening. And I want to say to those residents from Loda, and even those of us who are here who probably visit that area, that the works at Providence will begin soon. You'll be happy to learn that the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance this week approved the contracts for the works at Providence. That contract of $1.6 million, you hear the size of the investments we're doing in this constituency? $1.6 million alone is going to be for that project in Loda. And that sum will include, or the money is going to go towards the realignment of the road, slope stabilization, and the construction of retaining walls, drainage structures, and road pavement. Ladies and gentlemen, a number of interventions or projects that I've discussed with you this evening, how do you think some of them are going to be financed? By the CBI, most certainly. What does that mean for us? Do I have to say to you how important that CBI program is to any one of us here tonight? How many of us enjoy that new road led us right into here tonight? How do you think that project was financed, ladies and gentlemen? By the CBI. So I think we can all say that the CBI money invested in this constituency, in this community, has benefited all of us here tonight. So that means it's an important source of revenue for your government. Yes? Because let us say the Honorable Prime Minister wanted to do the roads anyway, because we already established you're important to him and to the Dominica Labour Party. If there was no CBI, how would that road be financed? Where would that $2 million come from? We would have to pay more taxes. So I don't know about you. You know which one I prefer? CBI. Me too. I think all of us prefer the CBI to that. And I want to say to you tonight that the CBI program, under the management and vision of the Prime Minister, has been growing by leaps and bounds. And it's not an accident. It has been growing by leaps and bounds because of his personal commitment and attention to the program. The Prime Minister can tell you at any one time what's going on with the program, because we're not the only persons involved in that program, not just in the Caribbean, but around the world. He personally monitors that program to ensure that we continue to have a competitive edge. If you have a competitive edge, you know what that means? You're always in the front. You're always in the front. And because of that, the Prime Minister has spent a lot of his personal time traveling around the world, promoting our program. And what do you think the result has been, ladies and gentlemen? We now have the best CBI program in the world. I think we all should stand and say a big thank you to the Honorable Prime Minister for all of his efforts in making us the #1 CBI in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, as I end, I say God bless our beautiful nature, Isle Dominica. And may God continue to bless our island and this government so that we can continue to look after you And just as importantly, that we continue to have the best CBI program in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.